Hey guys, so we're back this week. We need to make some progress on our project since we've got the lecture today, and then another lecture next week, and then our final project will be due the following Thursday, and I'll probably give out some tests to you guys as well to complete. But we're basically wrapping up everything that we know. So at this point, I'm going to in essence be reviewing things that we've already learned, but we need to get our board shop side a little further along. So I wanted to show you first of all what the intention is for the homework this week. We want to try to get this first page here a little more fully functional. So as a part of that, we're going to add the search functionality. So let's say I search for Burton, so that I want to see only Burton snowboards. You hit enter there or click the go button and you'll only see Burton, right? Notice Burton here is capitalized and here it is not. So we need to do a case insensitive search. And so we'll talk about how to do that. That's one of the things I want to focus on in this lecture. But if you empty this thing out and then click go, then all of the boards come back if you do an empty search, okay? And the other thing we want to do, you'll see that I've sort of rearranged this a little bit. I'm going to give you this HTML page without the code on it. And you'll notice now if you click add to cart, we've got a numeric value, a price for each of these snowboards. So as I click add to cart, it's going to ask me, it's going to send a confirm message. Are you sure you want to purchase? You want to add this to your cart, this particular snowboard at this price? And if I click cancel, then nothing happens. The number over here by my cart doesn't increase. But if I click OK, then the number over here increases by 1. And that occurs for each of these guys as I click add and click OK. So you're going to have to be able to calculate that, but we're going to go one step further, and I've actually set up a link now to a cart page. The cart page is empty, doesn't have anything on it at this point, but the one thing that it does have is that it's going to maintain the number of items that are in your cart. Okay, so we have a different URL here. This URL is cart.html. If you want to go back to the home page, I've got it set up to where you just click the banner at the top here. You go back home. This is home.html. So between pages, we saved this value of 3 so that we knew how many items were in the cart. So we're going to talk about session variables again. We talked about that at the end of last semester, so you've already used it before, but we are going to refresh you on that. All right, so just quickly here, let's go through let's just go through a couple of string functions that I want to remind you about, and they are, I'll send out this URL here, the string object, and there are a couple of methods in here specifically that we're interested in. We're interested in the indexOf function, and we're interested in the toLowerCase function. Okay, so we're going to need those. We're going to need to refresh ourselves in those in order to get the search box working properly. So let's just go over indexOf very quickly. The idea with indexOf is if you have a string here, if you call the indexOf method or function on that string and pass in a value, then it will tell you where in the string that value is located, right? At which index in the string that value is located. And so in this case here, the string hello world is assigned to variable str, right? And so when we call on str, when we call the indexOf function and search for the word welcome, if we kind of count over here, remember, it just like arrays, it starts at position 0. So H is at position 0, E 1, L 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we expect the number 13 to be returned right here because that's the index at which the word welcome occurs, okay? And so we'll try this ourselves, and sure enough, 13 is what's returned. It's the same exact code that's running here, right? And it looks for the index of that. So that's the way indexOf works. I'll just do let me launch console here. You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to do that over here. on this screen so we can see more of the screen that's there. And you know, just the same kind of idea. So in our search here, for example, we may have a value of Arbor Annex Men's, for example. And so that first one that's listed there. So we're gonna set a string to the value Arbor Annex Men's. All right. And I didn't give my variable a name, sorry. Variable, we'll just call this str, just like they did in the example, right? And so if I do str.indexOf, and we want to see if this string contains the word annex, right? And it does. It contains the word annex at position 6. Okay. Here's the thing, though. What if I do this? If I pass in lowercase a, which is what someone might do in a search box, it says -1. In other words, that string does not exist in that. So we're going to have to do one more thing. We see that the indexOf function is case sensitive. So we're going to have to do something to handle that so that we can do case insensitive searches. And so what we're going to do, there are different ways you can do this, but I think the simplest scenario based on the knowledge that we already have is to, before you do the search, convert your string to lowercase, right? And so the way that we did that, if we go over here, there's also a toLowerCase method, right? And so if I go there, you just call toLowerCase and it'll convert it to lowercase. So let's see what happens if I do that. So we've got this string Arbor Annex Men's, right? And if I do str dot toLowerCase, look what it returns. It returns the entire string, but everything is lowercase, right? So if I want to now search, I want to see if the word annex is in there, then I can do str.toLowerCase, convert it to lowercase first, and then I do my search. Then I check indexOf. I'll just copy this from up top here, and if I do that now, it says, sure enough, annex exists at position number 6, okay? So those are the two things, the two kind of key components that you're going to need in order to get the search box up and running. There's a couple of other concepts that we need to go over so that you can fully get that working, but I wanted to refresh your memory on that. So check out both of those pages on W3 Schools and just refamiliarize yourself with indexOf and the toLowerCase method, okay? And we will be back later.